Let me give you an example of what a company might look like before and after it addresses that. And let's stay focused on the leadership lever, because that's where you can have some effect, and most organizations are ready to do that. Right? A lot of learning and development people will come and call us in training. People say, we've done a training needs assessment, and on that needs assessment, project management skills are something we need. People are asking for that. So that's a key piece where we go. So I have an organization where we hadn't done any training. And what's happening is that you've got project teams that come together, and every project leader has a different approach to getting their project planned. So as a team member, I walk in a room and I'm not sure the approach we're going to use. So that takes more time. So I actually have to start over as a team member and think about, oh, what's their approach? I have to learn it. That's inefficient. So that's one piece that happens. The other piece is the project leader is using a more directive approach, right? They're creating the plan. They're actually telling everyone, here's what we need to do. Often they're in micromanagement mode, and projects aren't really getting done. The other piece before training is that within the project, there's silos. So it's interesting to me that matrix organizations have silos. The first place you can see them is in a project, because what happens is every function that comes together says, here's my part. And they all go and do their work, and they leave it up to the project leader to put it all together. That's a burden on the project leader because they're not the subject matter expert in everything. And that creates a challenge. So if you're struggling at the beginning with getting a plan done, some organizations, they don't even give them time to plan. It's a dirty word. It's like, you have no time. You have a day. You have a couple hours. It's like, great, I have no time to plan. How am I going to actually execute something? So part of what we want to make sure we do is train them on overcoming all these problems and challenges. So they go through training, and right after the training, people start applying what they've learned. So what does it look like when they're done? Well, now we've got teams that come together either in a room or on a virtual call with using WebEx or GoToMeeting or some other solution. And they're actually having these discussions together about, what are we trying to achieve together? What's the scope of our project? Well, they're in that process of defining scope. They don't realize it. They're actually negotiating with each other. They're actually building commitment on what they're going to deliver to the project. So part of our methodology starts with, let's figure out what you're going to produce. What's the best possible solution, and what's the scope to get that done? When you can get the landscape of what the work is, now you can actually think about, how long is it going to take me to get there, and how much money and how many resources from a people perspective do I need? Often after they go through training, they start to recognize that they're comfortable at dealing with budget, right? And they have a deadline, but nobody really targets the capacity piece, the resource piece, which is often your most limited resource in an organization. So they start to have tools to think about what's our true capacity. We teach them how to think about the duration. How do you actually think about, great, if I was dedicated 100% to get this done, it might take me 2 days. But I have 5 other projects on my to-do list, and I have my day job, which is often how we talk, and that's going to take me 10 days to get done because I'm in this meeting and this meeting. Once we can start to show them that, the project teams relax a little bit because now they have a way to talk about it and negotiate. But the value of the data to the organization is really powerful because now you have the real data about what's doable and what's not doable. So I've seen organizations really start to use that training piece to help them push a bigger change, to push a more portfolio management change, because now they start to have information that says, we can't get all these things done because our resources are allocated here. So it's really powerful when we can actually show them that.